do you still believe in Troy Weaver? Here is why I just want to make sense of this, why we're bringing this up on the podcast. I don't know about Anthony. I cannot speak for him. I can only speak for myself. I have seen a lot of Troy hate lately. I've seen people throwing out crap where he comes off as an incompetent GM, which I don't like. So I still have faith in Troy Weaver. I'm a believer in Weaver. I think he has made great choices. I think some of the trades, when they first happen, they can seem questionable because if you know Troy Weaver in the way he's been the general manager of this team, some of those trades take a little time to figure out. You know what I'm saying? We questioned him in his first draft when he traded and brought in Isaiah Stewart and then brought in Saddiq Bey for fan favorite Luke Kennard. We all questioned it. We didn't know what was going on, but those moves worked out. So before you stop believing in Weaver, the only thing I'll say is just have a little bit more faith and just be patient because some of these moves do take some time.
Yeah, I mean, I still believe in Troy. I think a lot of Pistons fans, obviously, we're going into 4 years of a rebuild. I think it started when you traded Drummond, and we haven't really won a whole lot. I mean, I'm not to the point where Mike Faleni is going on a rant. I don't know if you heard that on his show. Oh my God, man. Johnny Kane caught strays for no reason. He was just making fun of everybody. I'm not to that point, but I'm not surprised by this move. I know Troy was very high on Wiseman in the 2020 draft. I mean, there's talks if, Pistons got a top 2 pick, he was going to draft Wiseman over LaMelo Ball. Like, that's how much Troy loved James Wiseman. And I think as fans, we need to give him a fair shot before we criticize the move. I know Saddiq was a fan favorite. I was probably one of the biggest Saddiq Bey defenders on this podcast. I mean, me and you went at it for the past 3-4 months about Saddiq Bey. And, I still believe in him. I think he'll be really good at Atlanta. And I think this trade will help the Pistons, grab more rebounds, not getting out rebounded, not getting bullied by the Cavs without Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland. But I do still believe in Troy Weaver. And I think fans just be a little bit more patient. I think the summer will be very interesting to see where this organization goes. It'll tell you what their goal is. If they're he's told us we're going to really attack free agency. We're really going to be aggressive. We want to get into the play and we want to make it to the playoffs. Well, we're going to hold him to that. We're going to see how this free agency is, and now you kind of locked up your centers of the future with Wiseman and Duren, and you still have Marvin Bagley and Isaiah Stewart. So I think Troy has kind of said, hey, you know what? We're going to rebound the ball. Now I got to go get some wings. So we'll see what happens, man.
So out of all of the moves, I know we didn't talk about this during the post-production and everything, or pre-production. But anyways, where do you rank this move for him? Is this one of your, not personally, just taking feelings out of it? Because I know you love Saddiq Bey. I love Saddiq Bey. I was critical of him. I was, but I mean, dude, as a podcast host, I feel like that is my responsibility. I got to be objective, and I just can't be the guy. I can't be looking at this team with rose-colored glasses. I don't want to be known as that guy. Yeah. I want to be critical when I need to be. But taking feelings out, where would you rank this move by Troy Weaver? Was this one of his worst moves, or would you not quite put it up there yet?
I wouldn't say it was one of his worst moves. I'd probably put it in the middle.
Okay.
At first, I hated it. But that was my feelings, like you said, taking my feelings out of it. I would put it in the middle. I would put it where, I don't know, maybe I would put it for the Hamidou trade, right? I didn't love the Hamidou trade at first because Hamidou wasn't a shooter and Svi Mykhailiuk was. Even though, Svi, he was kind of streaky, I still thought he was a good shooter. I would kind of put it on that tier. Time will tell. If this trade is going to be a steal and he's playing 4D chess, some people on Pistons Twitter think he is. I don't know if you heard him on 97.1. He had an interview, and he kind of compared this move to when Jermaine O'Neal was in Portland.
Ooh.
And he wasn't getting a whole lot of playing time. He because Rasheed Wallace was there, if you do remember, goes to Indiana, and he just breaks out. Yep. Troy Weaver thinks that highly of James Wiseman, and time will tell if it's that type of move.
That is interesting. Yo, I did not hear that. I can't. Oh my gosh, that's crazy, dude. I love Jermaine O'Neal. Little injury prone, but I love Jermaine O'Neal. I love that comparison. And I haven't actually looked at the trade that way where, kind of like looking back, throughout history when there was some play. Because I'm not the biggest believer in that it's always the environment for a player. I think in some case it is. And I do think in James Wiseman's case, it really did come down to the Golden State Warriors environment.